Nerita Ezenwa, a multifaceted woman who embodies the spirit of resilience and determination. Born and raised in Abuja, Chika is a model, a humanitarian, a paramedic, and an entrepreneur who wears many hats with elegance and poise.
I'm born into a family of 10, including my both parents. I was born and brought up in Abuja. I did my primary school, secondary school in Abuja. I went to the East, partly for my university, then also studied at Benin Republic. I'm a model, humanitarian, paramedic, an interior designer, all of this professionally. In 2015, I went into pageantry. I've done several pageants, which I may not be able to mention their names now, but the most recent one I just handed it over is Miss Face of Humanity Nigeria, which I went to represent Nigeria in Mexico last year, and we did well as a country. So aside that, I've done runway, and I'm also an instructor. I train people on first aid and CPR. I also am also a humanitarian. I have an NGO called Nery Developmental Initiative that supports the underprivileged.
Chika's passion for humanity led her down the path of being a paramedic, while also exploring her creative side as a model.
For me, as a girl that grew up in a community where you have most people say they are underprivileged people, you wake up in the morning not knowing what to eat. The next day, you do not even know how your parents are going to pay your school fees. There are no basic amenities. So I've always wanted to be different. I've always wanted to prove that you can have someone great from communities like that. I've always wanted to inspire young girls that know my story, that knew where we started from, knowing that you do not have to come from a rich home to make a name for yourself. So, and I've always wanted to give back to the community. So that was what inspired my humanitarian side. And seeing that my mom is such a sweetheart. While growing up, there was sometimes we don't have so much, and the last we have, my mom will give it to our neighbor, and she'll tell you, "Don't worry, God will provide." And somehow God provide, because she's very hardworking. She go out all day to make sure that she gets something for us to eat. My mom don't mind selling her rafa for us to be okay. And it inspired me so much that I don't want to grow up and be like her, but I don't want to grow up and see her suffer. So I have to also do something to be able to provide and give her and appreciate her for what she did for us and all of my siblings. But when it comes to pageantry, I feel like every girl should try pageantry. It gives you confidence. It teaches you about advocacy and how to achieve your goals, because what pageant does, it shapes your vision. If you're a woman that has advocacy, if you have a cause you want to push for, if you have a cause you want to drive, pageantry gives you that platform where you can speak for the world to hear you.
Chika's desire to make a meaningful impact led her to establish her own NGO dedicated to supporting underprivileged communities. Her mission is to provide essential services and resources to those in need.
Okay, Nery Developmental Initiative officially started in 2022. Before that, I've always been going to the IDP to support, give them relief materials, and try to help them in any way I can, even while I was a beauty queen. But when I started Nery Developmental Initiative, my goal was to reach more to the underprivileged. Now we've had several campaigns, starting from World Menstrual Hygiene. We did that last year. We went to JSS Tungamaji, where we talked to girls about menstrual hygiene. Most of them do not know how to calculate their menstrual cycle. They didn't know how to keep themselves clean when they are on their period. So we taught them so much. We educate them on the importance of menstrual hygiene, and we're also able to deposit pad to them and also encourage them. We had a good time. It was a great interactive session. Secondly, we have this project we do every 23rd of December, where we go to communities, we give them relief materials, food items, we do medical checkup for them. So we've been doing that since 2022 till date, and we have gotten involved in other projects in the community. And now I'm looking at doing a wash project in my state, which I'm still working on. So my purpose of having Nery Developmental Initiative is to serve, is to reach wider community, not just in Nigeria, but also across Nigeria, and to also work with international organizations to help me bridge that gap. I want my NGO to outlive me. I want to leave it as a legacy. I want my NGO to be one of those organizations that people can look up to and be like, okay, if we go to the developmental initiative with this issue, they'll be able to sort it out. I did not just build this NGO to die off in a few years. It's something that has come to stay and it's going to be there. My children will meet it, my grandchildren, my great grandchildren. So it's going to be big. When I talk about my NGO, I tell people that I have a vision that you don't understand. It's just all in my head. And sometimes my vision scares me because it's very big. Honestly, I write it down. I tell people that this NGO is not what you are seeing today. So that's why I put everything, I put my sweat, blood, finances out there. So I want a future where everybody, every child will have quality education. There's this advocacy I did, equality for all through education, where every child will have, even the underprivileged kids living with autism and disability, that they are mostly discriminated in our society. When you go to school, you don't have school for autistic kids. I want a future where there will be equality for them all. Where when you go to the hospital, everyone is being taken care of, irrespective of your religion, your tradition, or wherever you come from. When you go to the rural communities, there will be basic amenities. There will be water, there will be school, good schools, not the type that we would not have seats. So the future is very far, but I think it's something that's not just me, not just the government. Everyone has to come together to make sure that we achieve this dream. Let's put our differences aside. We are all going to have kids someday, and our kids are going to have kids, and our children are going to have children. So we'll keep on multiplying, but we have issues that we need to face when it comes to our society. So I think everybody should come together to build the future that you want to see, that I want to see. This change, the change begins with you and I. So we are the change we are looking for. Let's create an impactful life and society for everyone.
Despite facing numerous challenges in her modeling career and entrepreneurial ventures, Chika remains resilient and determined.
You get a lot of no's, especially if you're doing wrong way. You might go for fitting and they'll tell you, the designer will say, oh, we don't like you, we don't like your face, we don't like your body type. So you're not always going to get a yes. You're going to fail at some point. You're going to feel like you're not good enough. So we see that a lot, but you're still going to pick yourself up and continue moving. No matter how good you are, you're going to get a no. So, but what should you do after that is to pick yourself up and keep on moving. But when it comes to the humanitarian aspect, funding is the problem. Now you have a lot of projects you want to achieve. How are you going to achieve them without funding? How are you going to get the funding? Now, sometimes you go to parastatals, NGOs, they'll tell you that they don't have, especially government parastatals, that we don't have money, or we don't have finances, we cannot give you money. Then we can only support you, we can only give you manpower, but still we are looking for funding. So how do I even get funding? Is by talking to friends. Okay, you're interested about this project, let's do it together, let's collaborate. So that's the way I'm able to overcome the challenges when it comes to that aspect. But as an interior decorator, most of the challenges I face is from my artisans. You get a job and you get the wrong artisans and you don't end up doing a good job. It's going to spoil your work. So I'm very particular about people I work with, because I've worked with an artisan that flopped everything I did. So it's going to be so bad when your client come in and you're like, this is not what we asked you to do. So when you are in my field, or you're a woman that does several stuff like I do, you have to be particular about people you work with.
Chika's entrepreneurial spirit has led her to explore various business ventures, including interior decoration, and her passion for advocacy has also driven her to support the underprivileged communities.
When I left school, I wanted to do something that would fetch me a lot of money because, yeah, bedsheet is good, duvet is good, the money is cool, but I needed something big. So I went to School of Interior. I learned how to be a professional interior decorator and designer, and I've done a couple of jobs after that. I also do 3D modeling and AutoCAD. I draw a floor plan with my system. I've worked with a couple of engineers. I've done some projects with them from scratch, but I ran away actually because of the sun. The last project we were doing in my Tama was bad for my skin. Sunscreen stopped working. I started turning red. So I was like, no, 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 no. I'm not going to be out there with these people under the sun. So now I do only interiors. I don't go to the sites. I can get your floor plan design. I can do the mood board and give to you and go to like the house, but not like the where you have to build from scratch, because sometimes interior decorator works with the architect to build from scratch. So, and the when it comes to the healthcare part, where we train people on first aid, CPR, and emergency response. Now I work with Ambulance Academy. I train with Ambulance Academy. So Ambulance Academy we train people on first aid. We train workers. We go to the office. We train nurses, doctors, because yeah, they might be medical professional, but when it comes to first aid and CPR, it's a different ball game. Now, what is the first thing you do when there's an emergency? Now, let's just say we are having this interview and someone slump. What are you going to do first? You don't know. And if you don't act instantly, the person is going to die. So we've had cases where people should not die, but because of we don't know the first important things to do, we end up losing that person. So we are trying to create a community where you have a lot of people that have skilled knowledge of first aid and CPR, because that response can save a lot of lives. So, and it's very, very important that everyone has, even though you have to register after this interview. I urge the whole Girl Power team to invite me to train you on first aid and CPR, so you can be able to save lives, not just lives of your client, but outside, even at home. So that's another part of my job. And I think, and modeling, I do modeling on the parts, but now I do mostly commercial modeling. When I talk about commercial modeling, it's like when you have people that do adverts. Those are commercials, ads, billboard, all forms of ad is commercial. You're always on the screen. You're talking about a particular product. You're helping them sell their product. You're their face to their brand. So that is the part of modeling like I focus more on now. Aside from pageantry, which I don't know if I'm done for now, I might go for one last one, and that will be it.
She's a true inspiration, embodying the spirit of strength, resilience, and determination. And Chika's legacy will continue to inspire generations to come.
To every young girl out there, I want you to own your voice, believe in yourself. There's nothing you cannot achieve, but you just have to believe in yourself and be humble, be kind, do not look down on anyone. Don't, no matter how small you think they are. The table turns around, and don't follow trendy stuff. You're not a trend. You don't live for the moment. Think about, okay, if I'm doing this now, in the next 5 years, who do I want to be? Does my past would it reflect in my future? I don't go into advocacy because it's trendy, or because people want to do it, or because everyone is dressing some certain type of way. I envision the woman I want to be, and I work according to the path, and I try to align myself with people that connect with my vision, my purpose. I do not make friends with everyone. I pick my friends. So no matter how good you are, you can't be my friend if you don't inspire me. if you don't align with the vision, my purpose, and what I want to achieve in life. So my friends is like, I don't do parasitic friendship. You have to learn from me, and I'll learn from you. If I'm not going to gain anything from you, honestly, honey, we can't be friends. So I want every young girl to have that mindset. You're going to go far in life, because no one is an island. It's a ring. Like, how do you say, you have to connect with other people, but connect with the right minds, and you go very far. My name is Nerita Ezenwa, and this is my girl power story. Thank you.